Welcome to the Primo's Musings podcast.
Good evening. This is Shri here, and a quick recap of the week one of the NFL. Week one of the NFL started with the Super Bowl champions, Kansas City, hosting on Ravens, the team that they played in the AFC Championship. Um the game did come down to the wire, with Baltimore almost having a game-tying uh, touchdown and just a toe that was on the line. Just that was the difference. And but the Kansas City Chiefs showed why they are the best team still in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes had a typical game for him: 20 for 28, 291 yards, one touchdown. Um, they did use their speedy receiver Xavier Worthy. His first touch in the NFL went for 21 yards, and he was just off to the races. But Rashi Rice was 100-yard gain, and Travis Kelsey had very limited impact. But again, they probably need him later in the season. But that's where we are in terms of uh, what the Chiefs did. Um, and in the rest of the NFL, um, you had a game that was played in Brazil, uh, not the place to play in terms of the field conditions, and Jordan Love going down with an injury too. And Green Bay came up a tad shot against Eagles. I mean, I didn't get to watch the game, but I got to see some of the highlights. The Green Bay Packers definitely had a lot of chances, could not put the ball in the end zone, and that was their demise against the Eagles. When as we come to the Sunday slate of games, um, Carolina continues to be a pretty bad team with Saints just pouring it on. By the time the half rolled in, it was 30-0. Derek Carr had 3 touchdowns, and um, Panthers must be wondering what to do with their number one pick, Young. Um, Meanwhile, in the Big Apple, you had Minnesota coming with a backup quarterback, Sam Darnold, because they had their quarterback, J.J. McCarty, who's out of for the season, came back and embarrassed the Giants 28-6. And a lot of questions on, I know it's only one game, but a lot of questions on Daniel Jones and what the Giants need to do. I think the Giants' offensive line gave up a lot of sacks, and it's hard to play quarterback in the league when you have a very porous offensive line. But the defense for the Giants, which was supposed to be pretty decent, gave up a lot of yards. Sam Darnold, in fact, for the first 10 throws that he had, I don't think he missed even a single um, throw, all completions. Then we get to the new look Falcons with Kirk Cousins going up against Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Justin Fields. Russell Wilson didn't play due to injury, but the Falcons managed a paltry 10 points at home, and losing to the Steelers. The Steelers defense came up big. They continued to impress um, me in terms of how they play defense, and they rolled to a victory. Uh, in fact, they were the only team in their division to actually win, with the Browns, Ravens, and Cincinnati losing. We'll come to Cincinnati because they did play my New England Patriots at the end. Houston and Indy had a great game with Anthony Richardson back for Indy, throws a 60-yard bomb, but C.J. Stroud and their new receivers with Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs managed to pull the victory with a 2-point lead. The Buffalo Bills, initially for the first uh, half or so, they looked almost pedestrian, but Josh Allen rallies them to win the game at 34-28. The Cardinals still had a chance at the end, but the offense they ran at the end, taking their sweet time to try to win the game, proved to be their downfall. And their rookie wide receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., didn't really make a major impact. The Chicago Bears came up with a very impressive victory, even though Caleb Williams didn't really play that well um, against Tennessee. Tennessee actually won or lost pretty badly with Will Levis making a huge error and a pick six at the end. But Chicago walks away with victory without even scoring an offensive touchdown. The Miami Dolphins, I don't know how they even won the game. Jacksonville had the game easily won, but Miami won the game at the end, kicking a field goal. Jacksonville was going into the touchdown, and they had a fumble at the end zone, and that definitely cost them the match yesterday. Uh, Denver, again, another rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, playing in Seattle. Seattle, um, it was a lot of back and forth, but Sean Payton had Bo Nix throw for almost 40 yards and without a running game, and that's not a recipe for success as well. The Raiders seemed leading in the first half, but Chargers came back and got Harbaugh the win. Maybe they'll be a surprise team in the NFL this year with Justin Herbert playing pretty well. The Dallas Cowboys, after granting Dak Prescott a huge um contract before the game, um, and Zeke Elliott and the Dallas defense with Micah Parsons took down Cleveland on the road 33-17. Deshaun Watson looked terrible, and they must be wondering why they paid him the 200 million plus contract, and a lot of questions to answer for Cleveland as well. The Washington Commanders went to Tampa, but Baker Mayfield continues his amazing second year in a row from last year with an impressive 37 to 20 victory. Um, Again, that's another rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Uh, Definitely looked, um, this is a difference between college football and NFL. Again, it's going to be learning pains for a lot of the rookie quarterbacks in the NFL. Meanwhile, I was just watching, and then yesterday, Sunday night, what a great game that was between the Rams and Detroit. Detroit comes away with a huge victory against the Rams. Um, Again, this comes down to the Goff and Goff Bowl. Stafford threw for 317 yards, and Jared Goff was okay, but I think good running game and the good receiving from Jameson Williams um, was Amon St. Brown didn't have really much of an impact, but end of the day, they come up with the victory, and they move on to the next day or next game. And then going back to the game today, Monday night, which just ended, 49ers romping over the Jets. Rodgers throws for one touchdown, and the Jets actually had the lead, but the San Francisco defense was excellent, and they kept pressuring Rodgers and their Despite CMC not playing for 49ers, Mason, Georgia Tech running back, came and displayed amazing running game. They ran for more than 150 yards, and they get the win. And coming back to my New England Patriots, they go into Cincinnati and beat the Bengals 16-10. It was very surprising. Jacoby Brissett was just impressive. No turnovers for New England, but New England forced 3 turnovers and went to Cincinnati. They were a 7.5 underdog. Great running game by Ramondre Stevenson. And the defense just balled out and took out Cincinnati. So we'll come back later. Satish and I maybe will come back and do a week 2 preview for some of the games. But for now, week 1 is in the books. And I think it's early to talk about which teams stood out. Definitely, as we talked about, the Chiefs that always play well. The Steelers and Texans impressive in the AFC side of things. And then on the NFC, the Cowboys definitely looked impressive. I don't think the Eagles looked that impressive. 49ers looked great. Vikings looked good. I mean, Justin Jefferson, and it was definitely a good showing for them. But let's see how much Sam Darnold can take. And Saints look good as well, and the Buccaneers too. So right now, that's where we are. And week 1 of the NFL in the books. Thank you again for listening. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you for listening. Primo will be back soon.